Hi. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going to call it, whatever I keep about like everything. Give it. Well, I'm going to start with the birds, and it's Proverbs 20:7. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. Have you eaten at a table with someone where others are in it with you? So you're dining in the presence of the are your folks, frenemies, right? If you suffer from digestive issues, who's sitting at your table? That's a good question. That's a good place to start. How are you feeling? Are you digesting your foods? Are your nutrients being absorbed properly in your digestion system? And remember, you can have a blood test to let you know that you have every nutrient that's necessary in your digestion. If you suffer from digestive issues about your kids, eating and digestion should be done in. Some of you have spent years cooking and serving those who couldn't even thank you for your time, for the meals. You may have spent hours shopping, planning, cooking, and then cleaning the kitchen just to get exhaustion as you're returning. Right? You're tired, you work really hard, put everything you had into this. Some of you might be really skilled, and that's one of the benefits. You'll find the more you cook, the better of a cook you are, right? And there's always a benefit with hard work. If you put your heart and soul in it, then that's your reward, right? So you'll be rewarded just by putting everything you have into something. Hard work is its own reward, right? In the fruits of your labor, right? Remember what you give can never be taken away, even if someone were to lie about what you gave them. When you serve with love, the people you serve get much more than serve. They get a gift. You're gifting people. You love them and you serve them accordingly in love, right? A non-refundable, non-returnable gift. They cannot return your gift of love. They can try, they can lie about it, they can hide it, they can deny it, they can return it with animosity, but they cannot take your love. They can't throw it away. It's a gift. These are the gifts that make our days worth living. So when you give somebody love in return, you get peace. Love returns as you can sleep at night and you don't feel like your service was inadequate, no matter how unjustified your response is to the service that you gave. It's still a service of love, and there's nothing that can change. If you've been in service to someone wasting sick, you internalize your toxicity. After a while, you become accustomed to its presence, and the toxicity takes on a life of its own, a place in your heart. It's like toxicity is its own organ, and it grows, it produces, it spreads. It's like it often takes the place of hope and fills your heart with resentment. When you begin to move and serve from resentment, it's like poison in your veins, poisoning your organs, making your brain operate discontented. This may be how every toxic person started. So they started off maybe serving in love, but eventually they became resentful, right? Or they were at least happy if they didn't serve in love. They had happiness before they had toxicity. That's something that happened at like resentful. And that's different for everybody. That's what you need to get to the root of. Your resentful or toxic. To heal, you need to get to the root of what might have caused you to get resentful. This may be how every toxic person started. Resisting toxicity is the beginning to heal. Okay, so this is why I talk so much about resisting toxic behavior or toxic or just awareness for toxicity, right? Because as long as that's generating all the right, you cannot have a cycle. Because it's literally made to produce resentment and blame inside you, but it cannot. In toxicity, that's just a widespread word that covers so many things, but that's why everybody needs to search. right? So resentment is a it's just anger is righteous or toxic. Like you have to look into it, right? You have to start to find out. Resentfulness is well, there are some things that are and is also it's not honesty is sometimes jealousy actually everything. There's some cases when the jealousy is very horrific, but in some cases it's not. It's just a natural emotion. Like anger is like when we feed into it in a toxic way, or it grows and it is the welcoming organism, that's when it becomes toxic. Don't ever be ashamed of your emotions. When they come to you, you need to process them. Okay, why am I feeling this? Don't ever be ashamed of your emotion. Every emotion that comes to you for a reason, and you just need to stop and work for it. Ask yourself, why am I angry? Why am I resentful? What happened? Maybe you're resentful because you learned how to be resentful. And you don't even know why it became a habit. Let's just say you're sitting at the table with someone who's resentful and they're not thankful for their gift, and they resent the idea that they have to wait for their meal, that it's not prepared on time, it's not of their liking, so they have resentment. And so let's just say a child sitting by this person who's feeling resentful and they just become accustomed with becoming resentful too. Oh, well, this meal isn't exactly 100% what I want. Like we see this in restaurants all the time. We see customers who are very disgruntled. They're unhappy with their meal. They might send something back a couple of times, and there's others who might eat something. Some of us might just eat something even though we're not happy with it and pay for it and leave a really good tip anyway. But there's some that, I mean, they go there. They're going to be waited on. And that's another thing about toxicity. You know you're the toxic person if they're disrespectful to serve. Because anyone who's serving them is seen as being beneath them. So when they're being served, they expect somebody to meet all of their needs. They expect the service or the servant or the wait staff to know exactly what their needs are. So they have these expectations already that they expect out of the server. And so the server isn't aware of every customer's individual expectation. The server is trying to meet the expectations of the boss, of the cook, and the customer. So they already got a handful of people that can try and be happy. So when a customer comes in and they're disgruntled and they're resentful and they're not getting things done, let's just say the way Mama did it for 50 years, they're going to sit there and they might even have disgruntled attitude. Okay, so let's just say when a cook's cooking like hundreds of meals in an evening, you might get a meal that might be a little bit cold, just a tad bit. It's something that you might want to bring up to the server and see if they can fix it for you, but no reason everything. So when we're resentful because it's something that we're harvesting in our heart, like I said, there might be a child who's resentful when the meal will come out exactly the way it's supposed to because they watch resentfulness being played out through their parent and they become resentful too. And they might not even know why they're resentful, but now they've taken on resentment as a habit. So a lot of times we have these habits of them for something that happened so long ago. It's exactly what we check for. When we feel an emotion, you need a, why do I feel this way? Like if we're jealous or envious. But when we act out in a way of resentment, that's what we're going to see on somebody else's expression. So we need to pay attention to how people respond to us, how they respond to our attitude, words. That way, that gives us feedback too. So let's just say you're resentful and you're unhappy with something. So you tell the server in a very unkind, harsh way. Well, you can clearly see on the server's face that you're being resentful or harsh. And so that's when you need to check yourself. And everybody can do it. Let's just say you're in a hurry, you're going to be late to work, and you don't get your clock. Service is slow that morning, but usually get your coffee right away. And then you were there, so now you're frustrated. You're not getting this coffee handed to you exactly the way that you usually get it every morning. So we just need to really check ourselves and make sure that we're receiving in a loving manner if we're not the server. right? So it's not just up to the server to be loving and to treat the customer with respect. You're supposed to be seen and but that healthy. So if you're acting out in a rushing, judgmental way, if you're not getting and you can judge without being acting out judgmentally. You can judge without attacking or judge in a way that's, look, the person is not there today that usually hands you this perfect cup of coffee. So that's a judgment call. So now you have this other person who's trying to do their best. You know, understand that they're doing their best. And you're not going to get things the way you want everything today. Because you're there, you're nobody over you. And this may be how every toxic person started. Resisting toxicity at the beginning. Resentful people have sick hearts, souls, and muscles, and they spread resentment like a weed. Imagine serving resentment and sitting at the table of resentment. Okay, here's your food. Eat it. Let's talk to that person who's judging the server. How about how about the server sends you back the same attitude? Like that's happened so many times, right? See them like maybe twice and then got back. Before you know it, either the waitress or the wait person is crying or in tears, or they become like, have you ever seen them like put the food down hard on the table? Okay, so now you're getting what you gave out, right? Dishing what get what you dished out, you're getting it back, right? So you can dish it out, but you can't take it. And that's how resentful people are, right? So imagine sitting at the table of resentment, served by resentment, putting everyone's nerves on edge. Now, everybody else can feel the effects of the resentment between the waiter and customer, and now other people in the restaurant are all sitting in the room of resentment. Now we're all sitting there trying to enjoy our meal, and we have to eat in the presence of resentment. So now everyone's like, your nerves are up, your nervous system is like causing everybody's like, you can barely swallow. Like you can't even swallow your saliva at this point. So if you can't swallow your saliva, then you're having a reaction to the atmosphere. So pay attention to that, right? You can't swallow, your mouth is watering, you have a bad taste in your mouth, people say, right? That's all a reaction. It's like your body responding to toxicity. Okay, and defeating the point of nourishment. So here we are, we're trying to have a really good time and spend time together eating, right? Because they it's so helpful to sit at the table, and talk and, fellowship and find out about everyone's day and everyone enjoying, you know, no one, everybody's sitting at the table at the bed. And so this is what I need you to think about. How are you eating and eating, right? We've seen from get the family, or are you not sitting down as a family comfortably because there's so much to digestion. It's like if you're not sitting properly or if you are upset about something, then you can't properly digest your can't get the proper nourishment and nutrients on. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And I also want you to consider just paying attention to how you feel while you're eating. If you're constantly doing that would make you more comfortable. Some people just like candles, you should want to more about candles. You might want to try something like that. Let's say drink water before you eat. Some say don't. It's like so, just pay attention to how your body, your how you're digesting, you know, and just pay attention to that. And how you feel when you eat the turkey, eat basically to share your dining with me. Thank you so much. Have a great day.